Bomboy Ovi was a child, 7 years old. On September 18, 1985, his mother, Winnie Ovi, was to travel out of their village. Before she left, she directed her children, including Bomboy Ovi, to go to her father's house and stay there until she returned. She returned later in the day and saw the children, but Bomboy Ovi was not among them. Winnie Ovi began to search for the child. She met Dawood coming out of the bush holding a jerry can and a cutlass, and she observed that he was sweating profusely. She asked him if he had seen Bomboy. He asked back, "Is your child missing? If it is true that your child is missing, we will look for him." Later, Winnie Ovi reported the matter to her sister, Amrogi Movager. The sister remembered that she saw Dawood boiling hot water and later pouring the hot water into a jerrycan. When she asked what he was doing with hot water, he answered that he was going to hunt for rabbit. She too observed that Dawood was sweating profusely at the time. She then saw him carrying the jerrycan with hot water into the bush. The matter of the missing child was reported to the village elders and to Dawood's father. They all joined hands in conducting a search, and when it became dark they stopped and agreed to continue the following day. In the night, Amrogi, the sister of Bomboy's mother, remembered about Dawood's behavior on that day and how he boiled water and carried it into the bush. On the following morning, when Amrogi mentioned about Dawood's behavior of boiling water and carrying it in a jerrycan into the bush, the search party followed the direction where Dawood carried hot water into the bush. Amrogi led the search party to the direction which Dawood followed into the bush. As they were going, they saw plantain leaves with blood, and a little further they saw a jerrycan. The chairman of the village, who was leading the search party, opened the jerrycan and saw flesh which they believed to be human parts inside. Amrogi identified the jerrycan as the one she saw Dawood pouring hot water inside and later carrying it into the bush. Not far from the jerrycan, they saw 2 heaps of sand. When they dug the heaps, they saw the head of Bomboy Ovi in one heap and human intestines in another heap. The search party carried all these items to the compound where Dawood lives. They asked him to open the door, but he refused. When they forced the door open, they found a black paper bag containing 3 pieces of cooked meat. When asked how he came by the meat, Dawood answered that his father bought the meat for him. The father, who was present, denied buying meat for him. Dawood was arrested. Dawood's father, the mother of Bomboy Ovi, and Amrogi are siblings. Dawood was charged before the High Court for the murder of Bomboy Ovi. At the conclusion of the trial, the court found Dawood guilty as charged, convicted him and sentenced him to death. Dawood appealed to both the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court, which upheld the verdict of the High Court, and the appeal dismissed. This is the case of Dawood versus the state.